To the United Stand. I hope you're all doing very well. We're going to be talking about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer demanding more than Jadon Sancho and all the latest transfer news. On a Sunday morning, it's always a little bit different because here in the UK, we do have Sunday morning outlets who don't do transfer. Well, they don't do. They basically just come out on a Sunday. So we do tend to get a little bit of different news. But let me just bring you straight up to date. I think everybody is I don't think people, well, maybe people are fatigued. I think each day is a different day, isn't it, with the Jadon Sancho transfer? But let me give you the latest on that straight away, because there are some things to be said. The Times are saying that a deal for Sancho is very close. We've also got Fabrizio coming back with his tweets as per usual as well. But got no audio. There is audio, sorry. I've fallen for the prats, the trolls in the video. There is audio. Thank you very much to Sally, the Devil Red 7. She helped me out. This is why we have moderators. Big shout out to the moderators and Sally there. So the latest with Jadon Sancho is, and the Times are saying that Sancho is nearly done. And also there is a story that Jadon Sancho was in London yesterday. Now look, I don't think you can categorically say that Jadon Sancho is in London, but I think the evidence does suggest that he probably was in London at a party yesterday. What does that mean? I think it means, look, my honest opinion on this, and it's just opinion, I think the fact that Jadon Sancho is in London, if he is in London, is an indicator that the Manchester United deal is close. I don't think he's in London because he's about to do a medical. I don't think that's what it's about. But I think what it is, it shows that Dortmund aren't expecting him to go on the tour tomorrow, although he could do. And it also shows that there is a bit of understanding between Dortmund and Sancho and hopefully Manchester United that this deal is going to happen. And do Dortmund want Sancho to be preparing for a season with them whilst it's still up in the air? So I do think that the fact that Sancho's in London does indicate a deal is close, but I don't think it's as big as what Fabrizio has said. And I'll come to that in a moment. And also, I think that it just demonstrates that there is an openness to do this deal, which we all know. But Sancho is from London as well. So Jadon Sancho being in London on a Saturday doesn't have to spend all his time in Germany. If they've got a day off, you can go wherever you bloody want. You know, I mean, he's not going to be allowed to go to Vegas. That would be ridiculous. But a flight from Germany to England isn't that far, and he could just be over in London for the day. So you've got to take it with a pinch of salt. That what I wouldn't take with a pinch of salt is the updates that Fabrizio Romano has been given. He said that it's normal. The talks have been going on for 2 weeks, which is exactly what I said the Monday after we beat Leicester, which was 2 weeks ago. That was the day the talks intensified because we knew we had Champions League football, which is a big tick for Sancho, but it's also a big tick to our finances. So the talks have been going on for 2 weeks, and Fabrizio said it's 24/24, which means 24/7, I think is what he meant to say, 24 hours a day. And that talks were continued yesterday. So it's very quiet on this deal in relation to, I actually thought that we might have seen a little bit more updates from some of the bigger journalists, but the reality is I don't think there is much that can be said other than the talks are continuing. And I think, as I said yesterday, whilst the talks are continuing, I don't think you need to worry about deadline. I don't think you need to worry about United walking away. The talks continue. Willie says, it's my brother's 18th birthday today. Can you wish him happy birthday? Keep up the amazing content from Sweden. Big up to your brother there, Willie. I hope he's having a good day. And there is a leaked photo of Sancho at Manchester, says Mr. Selly. That's not true. And we need to get this signing done so that we can move on to the next transfer, says Mogamat. And haven't United done deals from London before, says Galvatron? Well, we do have offices there. So, look, the reality is, and I can only keep saying this and people can believe it if they want, but we've been working on this deal intensively for 2 weeks. The talks continue. The personal terms are done. Now, The Athletic, I think it was Laurie Whitwell, said the personal terms aren't done. I choose to go with Fabrizio Romano, who we know has got people involved in the deal, who is also the tier one transfer expert journalist in the world. So sorry, Laurie, I'm going to go with Fabrizio on this, that the terms are agreed with Sancho. There is a definite relaxation between Dortmund and Manchester United, and that is going on. You can see that. They're relaxed. It's about getting this deal. And look what's happening with Havertz and Leverkusen. I feel that, again, United and Chelsea have this parallel world where I think Leverkusen and Dortmund are almost looking at each other to see who gets sold first so they can say that's what we want, or we want a little bit more. So I think that is interesting as well, how Chelsea are trying to get Havertz and we're trying to get this Sancho deal over the line. But as I've said before, for me, the structure of the deal is agreed, that this will be paid over 3 years. The stumbling block and the thing that we as fans can almost touch this deal, because it is that close, is that first down payment that United want to get as low as possible and Dortmund want to get as high as possible. And a lot of work has been done on this deal. The Sancho side of it is not actually easy because you've got marketability, brand rights, everything like that. That to be in the bag is a big tick. The structuring of the deal with Dortmund so that they know they're not getting the full value in the first payment. It's going to be over 3 years. That's a big tick. For me, the biggest ticks of this deal have been done. The hard work on this deal is done. It's just that first payment. And once we've established that, and we will establish that because so much work has gone into the deal in a bigger sense, there's a feeling from Dortmund that this deal will definitely happen. There's a feel from Manchester United this deal will happen. And there's a feel from Sancho that this deal will definitely happen. And it's just about getting that last bit. And this is why I was on the comments of another show today and I said, it will happen. You can almost touch it. It's so close. But I couldn't say it's going to happen today. I couldn't say it's going to happen tomorrow. I couldn't say it's going to happen next Friday. Because as we know with United, these deals, Wan-Bissaka, Harry Maguire, Bruno Fernandes, they were all like this. Very, very, very close. And we all got that Man United might walk away, and they all went on for weeks. So it would be naive to say it's going to happen this week, but it would not surprise me if it happened tomorrow. It wouldn't happen, or Tuesday, or even this afternoon. It just wouldn't surprise me. But the first thing about this deal will not come from Manchester United anyway. It will come from probably Fabrizio, here we go, because he has got people who are in that deal who will let him know. A battle of the Titans, Sancho versus Coutinho next season, says Zayn Miasi. Mark, I saw a photo of Sancho. Seems like he's having a medical. Not sure if it will tag you in. I don't think he's having a medical. I mean, look, there's certain things you can do, like how Sancho's got to London and that didn't explode in the media. I don't know, but there's no way Sancho can get to United to have a medical. And I'll tell you this for a fact, and Manchester United would admit this privately. Manchester United can't run medicals without people knowing. That just can't happen. There's too many people who need to know. It's got to be photographed. Man United can't do medicals without it being leaked. So that we won't be at that stage yet. Man United keep doing on this day post. I feel that will be the way Sancho will be announced as Manchester G. Let's talk about the title of the show as well. So that's your latest on Sancho. Progression, talks continue. Very close. We need Sancho more than Dortmund need to sell, says Jamie Cameron. I wouldn't say that. I think Dortmund are ready to sell, and I think Dortmund do need the money. I've always felt that Dortmund, for all their bravado about Sancho staying, and I'm sure they can keep Sancho, ideally they will get more money this summer than next summer. They'll have a player that not want to be there for another year, and they can start rebuilding their life without Sancho. So I don't think Dortmund actually privately are desperate to keep Sancho. They've also had a few issues with Sancho off the pitch, with turning up for training late and a few things. So I think that, that's been admitted by Michael Zorg, their sporting director, that at times they've struggled with Sancho, which is going to be an interesting thing. Look, you know what? Jadon Sancho, I judge him as a footballer, and I think that's always the thing I say. It's, don't meet your heroes off the pitch because they might not be what you think they are. And I've met plenty of footballers and celebrities who you think they come across as really great on the screen, and off the screen, not so much. So look, whatever Sancho's personality is off the pitch, I don't know. I've never met him. I'm interested in what he is as a player. I think the fact that, some people might try and portray him in a bad light because he got, fined for this, that and the other. I always say with Sancho, look at his career. Young footballer decides to leave the security of Man City to go to a foreign country and own it. And now wants to leave that country because he wants to come back home and play for a big team. I think his footballing career and his vision as what he wants to be as a footballer is superb. whatever he likes to do off the pitch, whatever those things are, I think at Manchester United that will be managed far better than it will be at Dortmund, because we've got experience of that. I don't think he's a potential trouble signing. I don't think he's a potential big time Charlie or whatever people want to call him. I think his football career speaks for itself, and I think he'll be a fantastic player. Even if Dortmund increases his wages like they say they will, isn't Manchester still rumoured to be paying him more than that? Says Ivan. Spot on, Ivan. Yeah, Manchester United will outpay whatever they pay. Devils says Sancho is a professional. The proof is there. The proof is there. And Ladies United in Red Chat says other teams can do deals on days and without anyone knowing. United need to get their crap together. That's a good point, but you know what? Manchester United is a sieve of information, whether it's new contracts, whether it's signings, transfers. It's difficult. Manchester United. It's very, very difficult to control information, because you can't come out and deny every bit of every transfer. If you get a phone call at Manchester United and it's a journalist that you've been working for a while with, and they said, have you ever been interested in, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a player that we may have looked at in the past that we didn't sign. Have you ever been interested in Milinkovic-Savic? And Manchester United have scouted him, but they're not interested in him now. Are you going to give him that much information, or are you just going to say, I can't, no comment? And if you say no comment, they're going to go, well, Man United did scout them. So Manchester United scout a lot of players, and that's why there's so many stories about Manchester United and players. On signing players, look, we're such a big organisation that information leaks. I don't think United could ever control that. I just think Man City can do deals quickly because, you know, if someone from Man City leaks it to a mate who contacts the paper and says Man City are close to signing Ferran Torres, the Sun newspaper probably goes, have they signed him? No, they're looking to sign him. Well, we don't give a shit. No one's going to read that. We'd rather talk about United trying to sign Gayton again. So United interest is huge compared to other clubs as well. Did you see how well Lewandowski played? He's the best striker in Europe, says Zayn. He's a very good player. Very, very good player. I think we can all admit on that one. Anyway, let me talk about what the title of the show is. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer demanding more than Sancho. Really good article by James Robson in the Evening Standard. I read it this morning about how Jurgen Klopp took Liverpool from wherever they were to title winners. Pep did it with Manchester City, and there was a big, big investment. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs more than Jadon Sancho, and will be demanding more than that. And whether he can get that this summer, because I really do believe we will get Sancho, but whether he's going to get any more than that is going to be very interesting. And basically the point of the article, and I think it's something that we can all relate to, is that, look, Sancho's going to be a fantastic signing for Manchester United, but is that signing going to be the player that makes us title contenders? And I think what the article is doing is leaning down on the side that Sancho is a statement signing, but there will still be the same holes in that team. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer proved at the end of the season that he wants to pick the same 11 because he doesn't trust the bench. Well, Jadon Sancho is just one player. Jadon Sancho doesn't solve the fact that Harry Maguire is playing too much football because he doesn't trust any of his centre-backs. Jadon Sancho doesn't give Nemanja Matic cover, which we desperately need. Jadon Sancho doesn't give us cover with a left-sided left-back, which we desperately need if Luke Shaw's injured. Jadon Sancho doesn't provide cover for Pogba and Bruno. He might be able to play attacking midfield, but realistically, United need more than Jadon Sancho. And I think that is something that we must keep in the back of our head whilst we're lost in the excitement of this. Someone in the chat says Gabriel is no longer in Lille's lineup and that his number has been removed from the website on his way out, says Zero Blade 57. Oh, Gabriel will definitely leave Lille this summer. He's a player where Lille can make a bit of money. They've already made some money with Osman going to Napoli. Gabriel will move on. And do you think the signings we make this summer is to challenge for the title next season or close the gap? How many signings do we need, says Sahil? Well, that's a perfectly timed super chat because we are actually speaking about that now. The Jadon Sancho signing is going to be sensational. We're going to get very excited about it. But to me, that doesn't make us title contenders. The squad depth is a huge problem. I mean, we saw it against Lask. We saw it against Lask the other night. You know, he rests all his first team and people on 100 grand a week cannot dominate a game against Lask. You know, that the backup players, and we don't need to name them, we know a lot of them. There was 5 or 6 of them on against Lask who are meant to be United quality players who for me just aren't showing that capability. And even on their best day, I don't think they are players that you can trust to be in a title challenge. I think they're players that you think, well, yeah, they're going to help us get top 4 again. But United need more than Jadon Sancho. And whether it's Van der Beek, whether it's Grealish, whether it's Gabriel, whether it's Telles, whether it's another striker, I still think we're 3 players away after Sancho from being a title-winning side. And I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be demanding a lot more. Now, whether he can get more, obviously United have made noises about whether they can actually afford to buy Jadon Sancho, which they will do. But will there be more money after that? And look, I've said it myself. I get a feeling that Jesse Lingard will still stay at the club and still be an option next season as a squad player. I don't think Lingard is good enough for that, for a title challenge. People are on about Andreas Pereira because he owned somebody on Twitter the other week. Well, that's his best performance of the season. And I haven't seen anything on the pitch. I've seen a few stepovers, but his final products and consistency, to me, is not that of a top half Premier League player. I don't think Andreas Pereira is any better than James Ward-Prowse. I really don't. I think Ward-Prowse is better. What matters to me is finished at the highest level. So we've got 3 players there that just do not provide us with the depth we need in the attacking positions in the midfield to challenge for a title. And you can't expect Bruno to do it for 60 games. So, look, I'd love a Grealish, I'd love a Van der Beek, and I think that's what Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer want. Whether they get that, I don't know. But I think our title credentials next season will be dictated to by what business we do beyond Jadon Sancho this summer. And Manchester United, in fairness, when they get this Sancho deal done, deserve the praise they're going to get because we finished 3rd and we've gone and done the signing of the summer. So that is massive applause, and they're showing an ambition to give Ole what he needs and improve the club. But I can't see us going from 3rd to 1st just because of Jadon Sancho. I think the holes in the squad, as that article said this morning in the Standard, are absolutely what you lot have been saying for a few weeks now. We need more than Sancho. In some ways, if you would, look, I don't agree with this. Mark, it's time to celebrate. Say Zayn is a prat, and we're going to sign Gabriel. Says Zayn Miassi. Look, I don't mind if you get Gabriel over us. It's not a player I know a lot about. I like the look of him. If you get him, fair play. If we don't, that's fine. If we do, great. I want us to get Jadon Sancho. But a lot of people have said, and a few of you have said this, that actually I'd rather the 100 million on Jadon Sancho got spent on a Grealish and a centre-back because it gives us 2 players for 1 and gives us greater depth in more important positions. I can sort of understand that. I mean, look, we've got Greenwood, Rashford and Martial as our front 3. You could play those happily. Jadon Sancho is going to play in one of those positions. So, but you are providing depth in the attack there, which is where goals come from. So, for me, Jadon Sancho is a priority without a shadow of a doubt. But we do need more than that without labouring the point too much. Somebody just said, do you think that... please smash a like on the video, by the way. We are live at 8 o'clock tonight. We've got Ricky, Saeed and Adam as per usual. Remember, tomorrow we've got a Europa League quarter-final. And at some point today, Ollie's doing his press conference, so we'll react to that. I think it's going to be this afternoon. But somebody just said, when do you think we'll be linked to other people? I don't think Manchester United... For one of the times... I'll only say this, is that, look, to me, United are a club that only ever works on one deal. And I think that's been proven over recent years. But we did get rid of Alexis Sanchez last week, which I still have to say, throughout all this uncertainty about when Jadon's going to sign, removing Alexis Sanchez from this club is still a massive win for United. It's a brilliant bit of business. No longer are we playing a piano player 350k a week. That's 350k a week the club is saving now. You know, that money's not been spent on anybody. £350,000 a week is being saved by this club ever since we got rid of Sanchez. Brilliant, brilliant signing. Now, Jadon Sancho will probably take up a lot of that, but Jadon Sancho is a totally different profile player to Sanchez, and I think we're all happy with that. But are United working on other deals at the moment? No, I don't think that they are. I think they might be playing lip service to them, but I don't think we are. Look, maybe we won't sign Gabriel. Maybe we won't sign Gabriel because maybe teams like Arsenal and Napoli and Everton are actively trying to sign him now. And United are like, we are interested, but we can't work on this deal at the moment because we're all hands to the pump on Sancho because it's such a big deal. And that maybe Man United don't get Gabriel for that reason. Maybe his representatives are like, look, we don't want to be waiting around. We want to get in pre-season training. We want to get it moving. And United are like, well, look, he's an option. He's an option we would like. But at the moment, we can't commit to that option, and he goes elsewhere. I don't see how Manchester United can be working on the Gabriel deal at the moment when everything's involved in the Sancho deal. So maybe we won't get Gabriel. But we're not working on other deals at the moment in the sense that, you know, we're in talks with Dortmund about Sancho. We're trying to get that deal over the line. We are not in talks with Villa for Grealish. We're not in talks with Ajax for Van der Beek. We're not in talks with Lille for Gabriel. We're not in talks with Monaco for Badiashile. We're not in talks with anybody else. There may be a little bit of we will be in talks, or there may be we are interested. Give us a couple of weeks, but we're not in talks with anybody else. We might be in talks with some people to leave the club because that would be people contacting us. But we aren't actively looking to bring any other player in at this moment in time, apart from Jadon Sancho. And that's the update on that. When huge investments are being made for producing movies and media spending huge on Sancho would not reflect poorly as sports is also entertainment, says Venkat. And thanks for the contribution, Luke Gambatube. Ian Beaster says Sancho down payment 80 to 90, Van der Beek at 40 and young centre-back for 20 to 40 should be close to the rumoured 150 million for this window. Hope more deals can be done. Yeah, look, I hope that's going to happen. Can you wish my mate Dan a happy birthday and call him a Pratt? Thanks, keep up the good content. Dan, happy birthday from Luke and everybody on the United Stand. Mark, was Sancho's piano included in the deal when you sold him? I think we just burnt it. And hi Mark, I love the show, says Dasbo. For me, I would be happy with Sancho in, Sanchez out. Do you think we will do other business after Sancho? Darren from Cornwall. Lovely part of the world, Darren. I hope it's, well, I'm envious of you. This is the new United tracksuit, by the way. I really like it. Understated colouring, little bit less bright. No Aeon on there, which is even better for me. You probably can't see it as well, but the red United badge, it's black actually, but it's got red bits around it. If I had my phone, I could shine it up a little bit. I'll go and get it in a minute. But yeah, I do like it. So yeah, a little bit understated, but there you go. 5:45 UK time for the Ollie Presser, says Simon Peach. So we'll be live at 6 o'clock with a reaction to that, and then 8 o'clock again. So looking forward to that. Talks will break down, says Alfie Johnston. They won't. I think, look, Manchester United are very protective of this deal. It's Manchester United's deal. Let's respect our club and what they are doing. I know Manchester United are very protective of this deal. And look, when something is yours and you've put a lot of work into it, you don't want other people ruining the surprise. You don't want other people taking credit for it. But, as I said a few minutes ago, so much has already been done on this deal. It would be wrong to say it's officially a done deal because that's not the case. But elements of this deal are complete. The personal terms, the structuring, the marketing, the agreements between the clubs that this deal can happen. There's not a reluctance from Dortmund to say we don't want to sell at any price. They'll structure the deal like this. Now it's about the first payment. That's what it's all about. The last little bit, the first payment. Will it be 70 million euro that United want to play? Will it be 90 million euro that Dortmund want? Just meet in the middle and it will get done. So Manchester United, as I said yesterday, Manchester United know they can't walk away from this deal. They not even because of the fan reaction. I don't know whether that actually makes a difference. I know they want to make you happy, and it will be a factor. But they also want to deliver the player for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. They also want Manchester United to be a better team. They don't want Manchester United to be this club that's is remembered for being a big name, but is not producing on the pitch. We're back in the Champions League. We don't want to just be in the Champions League like we were under David Moyes or Jose Mourinho, where we're a shadow of the name that we are. We want to be in the Champions League best goals each week in the group stage. We want to be lighting up the Champions League with exciting football, with Paul Pogba and Bruno and Sancho and Martial and Rashford and Greenwood. That's what Man United want to do. They want to be a contender again. And Jadon Sancho is that statement signing to do it. They won't let this deal slip away because they know they've got to do it. I'm very confident. So I disagree with Alfie on that one. And Mark, Chelsea got smashed yesterday by Bayern. What do you think United would have done yesterday and how far are we from the likes of Bayern and others? Says Shelandere. Well, that's the exciting thing about the Champions League next year. I mean, look, I think if United played Bayern Munich at the moment, they would get beat. And I don't think anybody's going to deny that. But if we bring a couple of players in and we keep improving, then I think we would be a lot closer to them. And look, we've already proven that we can beat Manchester City without Bruno and without Pogba. So we've done, and without Rashford, he was injured when we beat them at Old Trafford. So we can beat Man City. We haven't beaten Liverpool yet, but I think we can beat them. We've beaten Chelsea home and away. So out of the top four, the only team we haven't beaten is Liverpool. You know, we beat Man City home and away, we beat Chelsea home and away, and we drew with Liverpool at home. We've lost 1 game out of 6 games with the top 4. And a lot of the times we played crap football, counter-attacking, deep-lying football. Next season's about beating those teams on their terms, so that when Chelsea want the ball, we want the ball. When City want the ball, we want the ball. When Liverpool presses high and try and get at us, we actually try and get at them. That's what next season's all about. That's why you bring a player like Jadon Sancho in. So I'm excited about what can happen. Can always rely on United to suck the joy out of a deal as per usual. I was excited last week, says Lee McDermott. Let's see what happens this week. And Mark, do you think United will get a backup midfielder and centre-back? I feel Lingard and Smalling will play for 1 more season and Sancho will sign, says Pratik. I mean, look, that could happen. That could happen. I know a lot of people, I saw James Cooper talking about it. I think Simon Stone said it as well. United want 2 or 3 signings this summer. And they will want 2 or 3 signings this summer. But I've always said it might just be Sancho. And in some ways, you've got to be very happy about that. And in a lot of ways, you've got to be very happy about that. But is it enough? No, we do need 2 or 3. And Ollie will want 2 or 3. You know, he doesn't trust his bench, and he's right not to trust his bench. But it might be where he goes, look, we keep Lingard for another year, we keep Smalling for another year. But I don't think that those 2 players long-term are the solution for what United need. Dan Axel, Zagadou is left-footed centre-back target for United, 6'5", good pace, and will complement Maguire and Milo Rachiza as a backup centre-attacking midfielder, says Football India. And Mark, United won't announce a signing at a weekend as the US stock market is closed Saturday and Sunday, and any signings have to be announced through there first, says Britsabord 1354. Disagree, mate. That myth was blown away last year, wasn't it, when Wan-Bissaka was announced at midday on a Saturday. It's a myth that's always been around there for a long time, but it's not actually true. United don't have to wait for the stock market to be open, and we've proved that on previous signings, so that isn't the case. It can be a factor, but it's not always. Angel Gomez has gone to Lille on a 5-year deal, but I think he's going on loan to Boavista after that, Mehdi. Interesting on Gomez, isn't it? I mean, this is a player that I and many others felt could have been a superstar at Manchester United. And ultimately, he's going on loan to a Portuguese club and signing for a small French club, effectively. So, doesn't mean he won't build his career, but we will actually see what happens there. But I think Gomez should have stayed at United and gone on loan to a Championship club this season. But maybe he didn't want to do that, and maybe that's part of the reason he's gone. Anyway, look, thanks everyone for watching. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new. Obviously, we're going to be live if there's any breaking, developing news. But we are live again at 8 o'clock tonight with Ricky, Saeed and Adam. And I will be live for a quick update after Ollie's press conference around 6 o'clock tonight as well. So we've got you covered on the United Stand. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Get your notifications on by clicking the bell. You want that notification when the big thing happens, and it will happen. Thanks everyone for watching. I'm doing a bit of pro clubs this afternoon on Mark Goldbridge. That's football as well. United Stand team is doing very, very well. Join us for that. And have a good day, and I'll speak to you in a bit. Brian from Malta. Most of us assuming Inter is the biggest challengers in the Europa League. Sevilla are scary. I agree, Brian. I think Sevilla, Wolves, Leverkusen and Inter. I'm excited. I am excited about this tournament. Speak to you in a bit.